Hello. Hi. Thanks for joining me today on this beautiful, kind of gray, cloudy day, but to me it's beautiful outside, although I've been inside most of the day. I'm Candy Michael. I'm from Powell, Ohio, and I welcome you to my live. I wanted to give a quick shout out to my dear friend Mindy Gray and thank her for my beautiful arrangement of the edible fruit. And it was a big thank you. She gave me that because I just hit my $700,000 in sales with Stampin' Up. Woohoo! I hit it last week and I finally just announced that I did it. So yay, I'm excited to pat myself on the back, right? We have to do that sometimes and give a big shout out to ourselves. So thanks for joining me and thank you all for supporting my business. Today, I'm excited to show you 4 cards that are, I'm calling them Sweet and Simple, and they're black and white cards using some black and white cardstock, just black ink, and some of our black and white designer series paper that comes in our hostess as one of the hostess host rewards. So thanks again. Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining me, and I will flip my camera around and we'll get the stamping going. Hi, Paula. Thank you. Thank you. Let me flip my camera and here we go. So I was very excited as I looked through our stamping catalog. If you guys don't know, we are retiring our annual catalog soon. And so Stampin' Up announced the list of what stamps. Sorry, I'm trying to position my camera here. Hi, Susan. Stampin' Up announced our list of what is retiring. So I will have that posted on my website, my candystampers.com website. I realized that I've been sending out emails, but I never posted it to my website. I've been really bad about updating that lately. So that's my plan for tonight. But I'm excited that this is one of the stamp sets that I had. And I don't know about you, but I love using all the different words because you can grab any other stamp set you have or a quick punch and just add it to your sentiment and create a really very simple card. So I'm going to show you a few different layouts that I came up with. And again, I'll be using I'll use all of the stamps in here. I'll be using one of them on the inside, but I will be using all of the stamps. And I'm excited. It's fun to grab a stamp set and create. And that's what I did with this live for today. So thank you. Thank you. Again, the designer series paper that I'm using, it's part of our host reward right now until it sells out, but it's called pattern paper. And it's very colorful, but on the back side of each one, it has a different black and white design. And that just goes with just about anything. So if you don't have it, you need to place a $150 party, and you can add this into your host rewards, and it would be at $18. So it takes from the host rewards, you would get $15 if you placed a $150 order, and you would have to pay that little extra overage. But it's all worth it for a pack of paper. All right. So let me pull out my very first card and put these aside. And let me put my stamps back where I had them so I remember which one went where. Oh yeah, I've got this. So my first card, I'm using our thick white cardstock. That's what I want to say. And it's really nice to use the thick white cardstock as your base. It does tend to hold up a little better. Sometimes I use the other ones more for layering, like our regular white, but this one, the ultra thick, it's just nice and sturdy. So I've cut this at 11 inches by 4 1/4, and I've scored it at 5 1/2 inches, right down the middle. Line that up. Love using our bone folders to get that to lay down. Stay. This card I'm going to make will flip open this way. And I have cut, let's see, I've cut a piece of my black cardstock, and it's the next size down if you cut in 1/4 inches. And that will be 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm going to use my Super Duper Tombow liquid glue. Oops, let me make sure that's going to come out okay. Sometimes when I store it upside down, it gets a little air bubble, and then it wants to just keep flowing. There we go. It's almost like you have to burp your glue like you would burp a baby. And my glue just burped, so it's ready to roll. Never really thought about it that way, but I just did. So you guys, while I'm gluing this one on, guess what I just got in the mail today? My brand new catalog, the one that's going to be replacing. This is the one going out in April, and actually I think it's May 2nd. But a lot of the stuff that's retiring is going very quickly, and some of the products are even being discounted from Stampin' Up. So you will find that on my blog tonight, my website. This is the cover of the new annual catalog. Just came in the mail today. I practically mowed down my mailman trying to see if it was there. And sure enough, I can't open it, but I can show you the front. Isn't that cool? Just so you know, it's getting in the hands of the demonstrators around the area. So I'm very excited. If you want one, you can send me a message or put a comment in, and we'll touch base via private messaging. And for those of you that are my regular customers, you will be getting one for sure. I am doing a big retired stamp sale, and I will have them there as well, and that will be in Powell, Ohio on May 7th. That information will also be on my blog. Okay, so here's one of the designs of that paper, and this is cut at 2 1/4 by 5 inches. Let's go ahead and glue that on and get this party rolling. I did cut this a little smaller so that it would have the little edge on there. I like that look. You know, you could eliminate that black piece and just go straight onto the white, but it's kind of white, and that black really does make it pop out. I then cut a piece of white, and this one is 1 3/4 by 5 inches. 1 3/4 by 5. And I ran it through our brick and mortar 3D embossing folder. This one is really cool. It's one of our 3D that makes it thick, so your embossed image comes out really nicely. It really gives it a pop. Hi, Jocelyn. So I'm going to put this on here, but before I do that, I cut another little strip of black, and that is going to go right underneath here. So I want to position that first and glue that on before I glue down the white. And that just gives it a nice little edge. So at least I have an idea of where it's going to go. Hi, Corey. Nice to see you. I hope your kit and everything came and you had a lot of fun putting that together. If you haven't, you will. I hope. Let's see. Oops, getting glue everywhere. So I'm just going to leave it on there like that so I can glue it down. That way I don't have to worry about repositioning it. Okay, next I will glue this little piece down. And again, sorry about that. Again, this piece is the 1 3/4 by 5. And that'll just come right over to the edge, lining it up just like so. And there's my front piece. So the next piece that I want to do, well, let me go ahead and just add this to the inside. So I cut another scrap, and I like finishing my inside on my card, so I'm just going to add a piece right here. I cut this one a little smaller. I think I cut it at 4, thinking it had another bordering piece inside, but it's all right. It's just to give it a little bit of a little pop and some color inside. This paper's funny to work with because the lines are not straight, so it kind of plays games with my eyes. But just to give it a little bit of color, and it brings everything together. So I die cut out 2 of our layering circles, And the scallop circle is, I did write it down. The scallop one is about 2 1/4, and then this one is 1 7/8. So it's somewhere around there. I did do it so it had a little bit bigger of a border around it. I liked that. So before I layer these, I do want to stamp. I was going to say I do want to do my stamping, but that was a lot of do's in there, so I kind of wanted to leave that out. I'm using our Memento black ink, and I'm telling you, I love this ink. We also sell the Stays On ink, and I do love that based on whatever my project is. But for my go-to ink, I tend to grab this one. You can see my ink pad might need some replacing. It's pretty worn out. Oh, that's what makes it fun. Let me grab my piece of paper here because I want to stamp this off. So when the stamps are more of a solid stamp like this, sometimes you need to really ink it up and then stamp it off just to make sure that image isn't the best. So I'll sometimes kind of tap it on here. This actual pad is a harder pad. It's a linen pad. It's not like our other stamp pads. Normally I would not tell you to smash it on there. And I'm not really trying to smash. I'm just tapping it hard. Okay. And the image on this piece of paper will be different than what it is on your white. But as long as I know it has a good bit of ink on it, it's going to come out very nicely. All right, I better stand, and without rocking it, I just want to put pressure in the middle. There we go. That's not bad. I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto the middle, and then I'm going to pop up using our dimensionals. I'll pop up the back side with the scallop on it. Sorry, you know what? I do have a piece of white. I'll just show you this way. But I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of this so that it'll pop up. I have a big piece of white here because a couple of my card bases are black. And I want you to be able to see them well, because black on black, that's not very helpful, is it? Oh, come on, come on. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this just right about here. I didn't really want it in the middle. I kind of wanted it offset. So you can leave it like this and just have a super, super simple hello. And that is adorable as well. I see I got some glue on there. Must have been on my thumb. Let me see if I can get that off. I'll probably end up covering it, but there we go. You can leave it just like that and keep it super simple. Or I thought I would use my ladybug punch and just put some more color on there, a little pop of color. So I brought out more of that black and white designer paper, and oh, that's off. Oh well. And I'm going to do 2 of these little ladybugs. I cut this pretty narrow. That one worked better. And then I'm going to cut out, here, I'll put them on here. See, I cut that side a little bit, but shh, I think the wings are gonna hide it. So I'll be okay, I'll be safe. And then I'm gonna use a pop of red. So you don't have to. I'm gonna kind of show you some ideas where you can leave it just very simple, black and white, and or throw in a pop of color. I love this ladybug bundle. It is so adorable. Love it. These are very simple. Oh yeah, look, I got lucky because even though it was squared off there, my wings are covering my boo-boo. So I'm going to carefully add the glue here. Otherwise, it'll be off of the little ladybug. We'll just bring it right up there. Cute. Put that one to dry. And then I'll do the same with this one. So I know so often we love learning new folds and all sorts of things like that. But sometimes it's nice just getting some simple card ideas and running with them. Because, you know, we want to do a lot of stamping, and I love working with fun folds and things like that too, that don't always take a ton of time. But I just thought this would be very nice. So let's add a couple of these little ladybugs, these ladybug bugs, and put some dimensionals on them. We're going to just pop everything up on this card because I can, right? When you make it your own, you can pop one up, lay one flat, whatever works. But because these dimensionals are sitting right here, I'm going to use them. I am going to use them. Okay, so we'll just pop up a couple of these. No idea where I want to put them, but hey, that looks great. And there is card number 1. What do you think, you guys? Oh, good, Corey. That's fine. I'm glad you used your creativity to change it up. That's what it's all about, right? You get the ideas and you work with it your own masterful way. So here's the card. I hope you love this one. This is card number 1. Sweet and simple, just like I said. Okay, now which one for card number 2? Let's do this one. We're going to use the checkerboard cardstock. This is going to be another white base, but I cut this white base at 8.5 inches long by 5.5 inches tall, and then I scored this at 4.25 inches. Had to think about that for a second, but that is correct. So let's go ahead and fold this one. And this card, not all of them have designer paper, just maybe a little bit on the inside. But this card, I'm using the checkerboard print. I love that paper. I had to actually buy another pack because I had used it all out of my other one. So on this card, I will have a black mat again. This is 4 by 5.25. And we'll put this on here. Ooh, that went right where it was supposed to go. I have my paper trained to cooperate with me. Then I cut this piece 1/8 smaller. So if this is 4 inches, this is 3 7/8. Yeah, 3 7/8. And this one is 5 1/8. I knew that. It just wasn't coming out right in my head. Like I could think it, but it wasn't coming, like it wasn't spewing out of my lips. So I am going to put this because I just wanted that slight little border. Just a little like peak of black behind it. That just looks so nice. Next I cut a, let me move this piece over here. Next I cut a, one of our rectangle dies. And it's not the rectangle die. It's from the contour. I think I left the packet across the room. I'll find it for you and I'll have it listed on my website. But I used this one and it is measuring, so you know, it'll fit the words. It's like 3.25 by 2. And thanks, Paula. And then I just cut a mat that would be a little, like 1/4 inch bigger than this. And again, I'll give you the measurements on this. That's at 2.75 by 4. So it's just to mat around this because it's going to sit on here. I thought that would look really nice. Simple cards, you guys. These are all sweet and simple. So let me go ahead and stamp. And for the words on this one, I chose, thought you could use some sunny thoughts today. I thought that was cute. Cute. I love all of these stamps, actually. You can use these for anything. Great sentiments. They hit it on the dot with Stampin' Up. They did really well with this. All right, let me move this up. And again, when I'm inking, I want to make sure that it's getting enough ink. It's juiced. Oh, got some water on the table. It was probably from my baby wipe. Oh, yeah, I need to really kind of get some. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. Oh, I see what I did. I laid it on top of that thing that was wet. So I'm going to use this, and I am not going to stamp it in the center. I'm going to stamp it off a little bit to my right. Love this block. I actually just bought my second one after all these years because I keep going back to using it. It's just the perfect size. And this one is block I. These all have a letter on them if you didn't know that. They're all lettered. Well, that's not super dark, but I am leaving it because I didn't cut another piece. So it looked great to me. I hope you like it. I'm going to wipe this off because I need this block one more time. And I'll get to that in a minute. All right, so next I want to add a little piece of ribbon here. I think that is going to look really nice when I put all of that together. So I'm using our black and white gingham ribbon. I love this ribbon and ended up buying a ton of it. And I do think that this is going to go perfect. So I'm just going to tie this and tie a cute little knot right on the edge. It looked like it needed a little something to spruce it up. So I think this will work well. So I didn't measure it, obviously, if you couldn't tell. So let me go ahead and do that and I'll tie it on. Interestingly enough, I normally will tie a square knot on everything. Let me see if that's what I want to do. Yeah, that is what I want to do, my square knot. Because then my ribbon pieces will lay in the right direction. Oh, Candy, you should have cut your ribbon just a smidge larger, but that works. So that is the direction I wanted it to go. Tie a little knot. You can kind of twist your ribbon around and it'll hook right on those little scallops there and it'll stay in place. Yay. Again, my stamping didn't come out that great, but you get the idea. So we're going to simply glue this down to our black piece here. You can dimensional it too if you want, but I decided I'm just going to glue it down. So we'll put some of the glue on there, find the center, and voila. Yay. Now, on this part, I will pop it up. I do love to have a little more dimension to my card. And of course, that knot on there will have some dimension as well. Hi, Karen. Nice to see you on here. Oh, good, good. Yeah, nice day for a walk. It's kind of brisk out there. Karen lives not far from me. And I'll get to see her on Sunday. I believe you're coming Sunday to the team meeting. And I'll get to see you then. Okay, so now I'm just going to simply lay this on here. Lay it on me. There we go. And a little pat down. Then I need to trim my ribbon because I see it's not looking as pretty as it can. There. That looks more finished. And then you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to add a little bit of these matte dots, and I'll probably use them on a couple of my other cards if it just needed a little more something. So let's do the smaller ones. We have a couple of different packs of the black matte, and I really love these. Man, I've gone through so many packages of them. They just seem to work. And I am just randomly putting them on. Hopefully they come out. Hopefully they look okay. That one could probably come down. There we go. So I was always told to have a triangle. And that's right, Mindy, if you're watching, that's what Mindy told me, to have like a triangle, and that's what puts them all together. So there's card number 2. Sorry, the Stampin' didn't come out that great. Let's finish that inside. I almost forgot. I did cut a piece of the checkerboard. Look, oh look, I did cut it too small. Huh. I thought I cut it at 5.5, but my measurements normally on the inside are a quarter off. But you know what? It's all okay. I like it. It's whatever you want to make it. I could sit here and cry, Or I could sit here and laugh and say, hey, gee, that looks great to me. Hope you love it. There. So there's card number 2. So here we have 1 and 2. We have a hello and a thought you could use some sunny days. Oh my gosh, I was going to stamp something else in here. Listen to me. So there's one more set of words that I thought were really cool, and I really wanted to use every one of these, and this was the one that I wanted to use in the center. And I'll tell you what it says, because the print is pretty small. So I'll turn it over here, stand up so I can see. It says, I know we've been out of touch, but I think about you more often than you know. And that's the one that said, thought you could use some sunny thoughts today. So I thought that went well with this one. I'm thinking that's what Stampin' Up! Had in mind. I like it. Okay, I'll ink that one more time. Let me move this over. And get the pressure on there. I've got the pressure on me. On the ink pad, actually. Okay. And let me fold that down so it looks a little there flatter. There we go. And not letting it go. Putting pressure in the middle. Yay! Not bad. I'll take it. So now I'm going to have used every one of these stamps when we're done. So I'm going to leave that open for a minute to dry, because I'll bring them all back at the very, very end. So there's card number 2, sweet and simple. Let's go on to the next one. Oh, which one should I do? I'm going to do this one. I'm going to do the thank you card, because I'm not using ribbon on that. That's on the other one. Okay, so here we go. I am going to use, again, the thick white base. And with that, sorry, I have all my pieces over here. And then I am going to use a piece that will go inside that will help give it a little more color. It's a piece of the black and white DSP. So on here, I cut my base at 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. And then I did cut an extra panel. Sometimes having white on white looks pretty cool, but I did this also so I could pop it up if I wanted to. And it'll be easier. The reason I did it is because I'll show you a second card. There's kind of a step up to this one that you can run it through an embossing folder. So that is another reason that you would want to use an extra piece here. So this card is going to layer. It's going to layer with the black piece, the white piece, and then it's going to layer this one. Oh my God, I love this card because it is super simple, but it's beautiful. And then it's going to just layer right on top like that. But I only need these pieces right now. I'm actually going to take the black out, and I'll show you a really cool way when you go to mat a card like this, how it will all lay together. So I'm going to remove the black mat for a minute, and I'm going to line these two up. Now, I know some people are worried about this moving because I'm going to stamp on it together. And some people do worry about it moving, but you can put a little bit of adhesive on the back just to keep it, but I'm going to be daring and I'm just going to go for it. So, okay. So first I want to stamp. I think first I'm going to do my thank you because I need to make sure everything's going to fit. Thanks, Kathleen. Oops, that's not my scrap paper. This is my scrap paper. But I want to make sure everything's going to fit right where I want it. So it did on my other sample that I made. It was just my scraps I was playing with. Okay, I really want this thank you to be nice and dark. Please, 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 please. All right, so this is going to go right down here in that bottom corner. We're going to stamp it down here. This is on this front small panel. And I'll give you the measurements. If I forget to give them to you, I'll have them on my blog tonight because I really want to download this video. Yay, that one came out a little bit darker. I'm happy. I'm a happy girl. Okay, now, I didn't really have to have it on there for this part, but the next stamping that I do, I have to have them lined up. So this card, on this card, I'm going to add in some stamps from the Nature's Harvest. And later on the last card, I will be adding in some of the dies from here. So it was kind of nice to not bring in a ton of different stamps. But this is Nature's Harvest, and I'm going to use some of the flowers. So what we're going to do, and I'm sure many, many, many of you have done this type of stamping before. And let me tell you something, with your stamp being so big, it's so much easier to just lay it down and ink it up this way. Hi, Charlene. And this way you can get a really heavy hand and not worry about all those lines because you're just going to smooth them out. So you're going to want to take your stamp, and this is why I have this all laid together. I am going to actually, I'm standing up here. Hopefully my head doesn't get in the camera. So I need to line it up, but I'm looking at my leaf on my thank you because I know when I was working with this before I could see. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this down. And I want to make sure I get the flowers off the side. Down here. Yay. Okay, so now I have these pieces and we're going to do it like a puzzle. We're going to put it all back together, and it's really, really cool because you have that gap when you try to line your flowers up, but it lines up really well when you put your extra little mat in there. So let's go ahead and glue this together. Cover my ink pad. I know better because I know me. And I don't want to bump it. So I'm going to glue this white piece right onto my black mat. Okay, that looks nice. Now this piece is going to get glued down flat as well. And I'm going to show you when I'm done with this another alternative idea when you do this. So now it's fun because you get to line up all of your pieces and your stems and your flower and make sure it's straight. And see, you can't see those edge lines of where you stamped. Isn't that cool? It just looks so pretty. This card, I'm going to make it open this way. I thought that would be a little change. It's so nice when you have different fold options, and I don't always remember to turn my card sideways. But I'll show you a card that my friend Sandy Carlson made, and this is, I've copied hers, just changed up the stamps. So let's go ahead. I am going to pop this up because I don't have any other dimension on this card. If you don't want it popped up and you just want a quick, get it out there and get it done, then just glue it down and your card's done. But really, it just takes 2 seconds to put these on and peel them off. I love how easily those papers come off. So now I will go ahead and line this up. I see I got a smidge of, oh my God, I did not just do that. Anyway, what do you think of my card? I don't see any mistake. I just smeared my black ink that was on my thumb all over my card. But that's in the past. We're going to go forward. Oh, candy. Hey, it happens. I'll have to fix it or something. Okay, so now I'm going to add just another pop of designer paper color inside so we can finish our card. And I'm going to make sure this is in the camera. There we go. And just a little bit of glue. Bring it down. You can bring it down as low as you want. Oops, this one's a little long. I'll have to snip. Hi, Margaret. Welcome. Wow, I really cut that one long. Hopefully this doesn't have any glue on it. But, you know, it's really easy to just cut off that little extra piece. Oh, and it had no glue on it. Look how pretty. I'm loving it. So I did want to add a few more of the little black matte dots. Oh, that smudge is going to drive me nuts. But just don't look at it. See? Can't see it now. Oh, boy. Okay, let's figure this out. So I'm going to add, I want to kind of fill in some of this white space. So let's go up here. Willy-nilly. Okay, and there you go. Boy, those just add a little bit more. I could have brought them down more, but you get it. The nice thing is you guys can place them wherever you would like. So here's card number 3 with a little pop of black and white inside as well. Now, I did tell you I have another card and another card idea, but first let me bring in Sandy's card that she had made that was my inspiration for this one. And this is beautiful. Oh, I just had the stamp name. If you guys know the stamp name, will you put it on there and I'll look. Oh, you know what? The butterflies would look really cute there. It might hide it. And I can add like one more on here too. But this was the card that Sandy did. And she actually did all her stamping first and then ran her piece through the embossing machine. And that's why I cut my extra piece as well. But the thing I like about it is that I was able to give it some dimension. So on this card, I did run it through. I had made a sample piece and I ran it through our textile embossing folder. Oh, thank you, Mindy. I ran it through this and, you know, it was just to give it a little dimension like Sandy had done. But if you wanted to just pop, you know, like step up your card is what I want to say. So you can keep it simple and clean. You know, just keeping it plain, or you can add a little dimension. You just have to make sure that you do all your stamping before you run it through the embossing folder. So that's just a whole nother look. And you can use any embossing folders. I know the one Sandy did was really dramatic and it's so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Mindy. Thank you for being so sweet and sending me my wonderful fruit. It's pretty much half eaten. Joe and I have been enjoying it. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was a big one. All right, everybody, I have one more card for you. So that was card number 3. And this card, I'm using some of the dies from Nature's Harvest as well. So let's bring this one on. This will be a black-based card. So I have a piece of white I'll put underneath so we're not all struggling to figure out how this is going to work. For some reason that one has some lines on it, but that was just the way it came. Okay, so this is cut 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I will have a white piece for the inside. Oops, that's not it. This one. Let me go ahead and just glue down the inside. It'll be easier. I don't think I was going to do any stamping in there, just adding my paper, a little bit of DSP to spruce it up and finish, have a nice finished looking card. So this is card number 4 and one of my favorites. So with this, let's see if I cut this one right. I did. I'm going to go ahead. The card doesn't have any designer paper on the front, so I just grabbed some scraps out of my paper pack because Lord knows I cut scraps and then I keep them. Or after I cut, I keep the scraps, which is sometimes crazy. So when I see them all and I think, okay, should I throw them out? Nope. Let's just glue it on. Okay, now we can fold this card. And I will make sure I know which way is the front. Have you ever done that before? Put a card together and glue it the wrong side? Well, it's happened to me. Definitely. Okay, so this one, I did cut an extra black mat and then I cut a white mat for the top. You don't have to, but I ended up doing that. You really can't see, but when I pop it up, it will give me an option to pop the whole thing up. And I am going to add a ribbon, so I thought that would look a little bit nicer. So I added the black. White on white looks great, but I realized doing this, the black on black, didn't work as well. All right, so I have my scrap here, and let me just go ahead and do it this way. Ah, genius idea. Let me flip my scrap paper around. Okay, so with this, I am using, in the Nature's Harvest stamp set, I'm using this blob. I don't know what you call it. Splatter, blob, whatever you want to call it. I'll call it a blob. Did you guys ever watch that movie, The Blob, when you were a kid? Oh my God. I watched that movie over and over. And I saw it not long ago on YouTube. I looked at, or I guess I Googled it. I don't know if it was YouTube or what, but it's hilarious. So on this stamp, I did stamp it off to not have it be too dark. And I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp it here and then stamp it off and then stamp it up here just to give it a little background color. So with that said, the next thing I did was I die cut my tag, and I used the Tasteful Labels dies, which I'm so sad they're retiring them. I put my R on here because it's going to my retire bin, but I'm going to have a going away party for my stamps and dies that are going away because I'm very sad. So let me go ahead and stamp this, but I've already die cut out my piece, if you can see it right here. There's my shape, and I'm going to stamp my happy birthday. So this is the last of the stamps that I wanted to use. And this one says, hoping your birthday is filled with all the best things. All the best things. So let's ink this one up. Get some nice and juicy. And by the way, the thing that was cool about this particular tag is this stamp will fit this direction or this direction. So you have options. It's always nice having options. Let me just stamp. Ooh, that one really needs some ink on there. Come on. Ink it up. Ah, much better. Sometimes I've because this font is a little bit thicker, I'll call it thicker, wider, a lot more rubber. It doesn't want to get the ink as well. So you really want to juice it up there, ink it up. So let's go ahead and I'll hold my breath and stamp. Oh, yes. Yes. I have to say yes. You know, it kind of looks like a fishbowl, doesn't it? Just looking at it. Don't know why I said that, but it kind of does. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and I am going to glue on my mat here. We'll put that on here. And you notice when I use my glue, these cards are not going to fall apart. No, they are not. I have secured it on there. And I have to ask you guys if you can hear it. My husband's working in his office across the way. Can you hear him when I stop talking? I'm just curious because he sounds so loud to me, but I might be the only one that can hear him. I don't know. Hi, Bonnie Kelly. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so I have my black mat. I am done with my stamping, so I better cap this up. Put a lid on it, Candy. Put a lid on it. And now I can pull everything that I have. So I use the die cuts from the Nature's Harvest. It's a great bundle. And I don't even know if it's still a bundle, but it's a great stamp set and mat and coordinating dies. Love it. So I went ahead and die cut out my pieces that I wanted. This is a fun one. You can add these to many, many different things. So these are the pieces I cut. I'm only going to use 3 of them because originally I cut the black one, but I just want to show you what the shape looks like. So we have, there it goes that way, and then this piece. So after I had all the black on there, I thought it would be better to just add a little bit of the vellum instead. So I'm going to be using the vellum. It just kind of, it was really, really dark. So I am going to, and you guys, I didn't think about when I did these to use the adhesive sheets. I did not use them, but it's okay. I'm going to just glue these down. You can always use a little bit of tape. But I'm going to just go ahead and glue these down. And then this one is going to just kind of pop up over that. See how nice that little bit of white on there? I think it toned down the black. There we go. This is going to lay right here. And I'm going to have my tag over it, so I don't have to worry too much about my glue. But you know what? I do have some Scotch tape. Oh, yay. And it's within my reach. I got really lucky about that. And let's see if I can make this work. Just want to make sure it's smaller than the tags. Oh, I know what I'll do. Just cut a little piece. Because you can glue it on, or I'm just simply going to tape it down. Because that's all I needed was that little bit, and rather than fussing around with it. So then this is going to be hidden. Yay, I hid the tape. Okay, so I thought I liked this, but it needed a little pop. So this is where I added some ribbon. And I cut this too long. Originally, I was going to tie it in a knot, but I just need to tape it around the back. So if you want to save on ribbon, all you have to do is cut this, tape it around the back, and then I'll show you. I'm going to add a bow. So I just need to make sure this is in the right spot. So let me get some of that tape that might have been sitting here for a while. I won't show you my dust. And this is going to go here, and then this will layer on top. And I think that's in a good place. Just want to make sure before I add that extra dusty tape on here. Thank God you can't see it. And tell you my little secrets here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, for this guy, I am going to pop it up. So we'll put some more dimensionals. And this is my fourth and final card. I'm getting sad. I'll have to say goodbye to you guys soon. But I'm happy that the new catalog is here. Yay! It literally came in my mail today, but I was working on all of these cards to make sure I knew what I was going to do. And I did see it online, but I haven't opened it up. Okay, so this little dude will go right about there. Is that straight? Oh, it's tearing the card. Oh, it looks straight. Yep, it's straight. Whew. Yay. Okay, what's next, guys? Oh, I want to go ahead and use that last piece of my ribbon, and I'm going to tie a cute bow. I'm going to tie a cute bow. And I really struggled earlier trying to tie a bow. Oh, yes, look, it is cooperating. I say it is. There we go. Yay. Hi, Beth. Welcome. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you guys to see all these cards when I'm done. I know you've seen them as I've gone, but I can't wait to lay them all out. Okay, so fix that there. Here's my ribbon, and now I'm going to simply glue dot it on here with my little glue dots. And make sure that's going to be on there securely. And then I can go ahead and trim it. So I played with this to figure out where exactly it was going to go. And I thought, hey, that looks great. And something different. I always have to do something that's a little bit different. But this black and white ribbon really added a nice pop to this card. So let's trim this ribbon down, get our nice little edges. And then that one can stay a little bit longer. Oh, looks like it's kind of flying there. It has to settle down. There we go. That looks better. Do you love it? So this is going to simply pop up with some dimensionals. Again, I know I did do black on black, but it just gave me another opportunity to have to be able to pop this up and give a little more dimension onto my card. You guys don't need to use a ton of dimensionals when you're doing this. Oh my goodness, it's stuck on my finger. You can just do 5. And the reason I do 5 is I don't want it to be saggy in the middle. No sagging, no saggy cards. So we are going to simply pop this up. And you know, it's a little harder to see black on black. Let's do it this way. Maybe I can make sure it's straight. Yay, it's, oh, yay. Oh my gosh, I love this card. And I think we need more black matte dots. Don't you think? What do you guys think? Leave it alone. I guess you could just leave it alone, but I am going to add some more black dots because I can. Right? They're in my drawer, and I'm not going to save them and put them on my trophy shelf. They are going to be used. So let's use them. Okay, I want, we'll do a small, then we'll do a large. Ugh. And then I'll do one more small. Oh, I hope you guys love it. I love it. Okay, so let me bring back all my cards. First, I have to again show off my annual catalog. It's here. If you want to be a demonstrator and join my team, you can get your catalog too. And or you can peek online and see what's coming because you guys won't know until next month. Okay, let me pull them all back. Pull them all back, and hopefully you guys can enjoy all of my cards here. And I will be posting these to my website. And here is my thank you. So we'll do this. Let's see if they're in camera. That one can go up a little bit. That one can come like that. Yes, and now you can see everything. Don't forget to check out my website, candystampers.com. I will be updating that today. And right now, Stampin' Up! Has our little mini die cut machine on sale until the end of the month. You guys, it's like, I think it's like 30-40% off. I should know. I saw it earlier. But it is on sale, and it's a must-have. It will work with these dies for sure, and many, many, many of our dies. What else? New catalogs coming. My big sale, May 7th here in Powell, Ohio. I did send out an email. If you want to get on my email list, go to my website. And I will see you next Wednesday for some more 411 Stampin' Fun. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Ida. Thank you, guys. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy, and I hope you get your stamps out, your black ink, and you guys make some black and white cards too. Bye for now.